This got to be one of the things I done seen in my entire life. It don't make no sense. See, the problem, Nike, is this. Nike, you, other endorsement companies, other coaches, other GMs, you guys don't dictate to us who the face of the league is. The consumer does that. The viewer does that. That's who does that. And the viewers and the consumers are telling you that Kayla is the face of this league. But what you guys want to do is steady trying to force.
Now, you would think with this being such a big game for Caitlin, her returning to her alumni in Iowa and her hitting that massive logo 3, the logo 3 during the game, that some of her sponsors would want to show her support on social media, do any sort of marketing to uplift her and uplift their brand. And one who did do that was Gatorade. They tweeted a photo of her and they said, "Real home court advantage. Welcome back to Iowa, Caitlin Clark." Now, one of her lead sponsors that was noticeably quiet yesterday was
Caitlin Clark might just toss her Nike deal straight into the trash. And it's not because the kicks don't fit. No, it's because Nike seems to have a crush on A.A. Wilson. And Caitlin isn't about to play third wheel in this basketball love triangle. Could Nike really be about to drop the bag in the next GOAT? Popcorn ready, people. This drama's hotter than playoff overtime, and Caitlin's ready to full court press her way out of the mess.
Caitlin Clark's Nike deal might be the worst endorsement deal in the history of professional sports. You guys remember this billboard that was put up in Iowa? Well, that's one of the last times that Nike has done anything for Caitlin Clark. They promoted her more in college than they have at all the entirety of the WNBA
I'm just
season.
kind of curious about is why is Nike so subdued on posting anything or promoting much around like these big moments around Caitlin Clark? Because like that logo bomb, that 36-footer, like that is not something that most men can do in the NBA on a consistent basis. She just decided, hey, I'm just gonna go take this shot on a whim, and she like...
Nike may have officially signed Caitlin Clark, but let's be real, they've been treating her like an afterthought from day one. It's almost like the sportswear giant saw the WNBA's brightest star walk in, did a double take and muttered, "Wait, do we actually have to promote her? A multi-million-dollar deal, and what's Caitlin gotten in return? Crickets. She's been shelved faster than last season's sneakers. Sure, she's on the roster, but outside a few awkwardly timed social media posts, there's little real investment in her career."
Nike. And a lot of people were tweeting about this. They were wondering, why isn't Nike and Nike basketball, why are none of their accounts saying anything about this? Yes, it's a preseason game, but this is a huge day for Caitlin. She's returning to her alum. Who knows when she will play there again? And she hit a 36-foot three-pointer from her logo, the record-breaking logo where she beat the NCAA scoring record. Nike seems to be continuing to fumble the bag when it comes to Caitlin. She still doesn't have a signature shoe. The merch is very limited that they put out for Caitlin Clark, and a lot of fans
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here owning the court, dropping insane highlights, driving views, making WNBA games actually matter again, and probably boosting the league's brand value tenfold. And Nike? They're just sitting there pretending they don't see it. They could be riding the Caitlin wave, her face on everything, special edition shoes actually getting people hyped about women's sports. Instead, they've gone radio silent, like they signed her only to lock her away in the Nike vault behind the Jordans, buried under a pile of "we'll get to it later" marketing plans.
Right. It's so bad, I've seen Nike shareholders come out and say they were livid because they understand there's a massive opportunity with this WNBA basketball player that actually is bringing people in that are basketball fans in general, and they're bringing in the casual fan, which has never happened. By the way, you don't believe me? Look at the WNBA ratings for these other games so far. All right, Caitlin Clark is the one singular asset that's moving the needle, breaking
Look, we get it. Nike's got its all-time favorites. The LeBrons, the Kobes, the just do it icons who don't have to prove a thing because their legacies are already untouchable. But Caitlin Clark? She's pure gold in cultural relevance. And yet, Nike's been treating her like that one cousin you invite to Thanksgiving just to keep the peace. You know she matters, but you're too busy fussing over the mashed potatoes to actually notice her.
Nike is tripping. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. The way they disrespect Caitlin Clark is a humble person, bro. She's very likable and she's very humble. But if I was Caitlin Clark, I would call my agent, and I would have them get in touch with some lawyers And I will be trying to get out of that Nike deal as fast as I can because they've been disrespectful.
Fans? Oh, they are furious. The Caitlin Clark army is loud, and rightly so. Nike has basically boxed up the face of the WNBA and shrugged, "Nah, you're fine. We'll get to you, eventually." Just baffling. Fans want Caitlin everywhere. They want her rocking custom sneakers, headlining campaigns, owning the spotlight as the poster child of women's sports. Instead, they get the occasional, "Oh, here's Caitlin in some random photo. Cool, thanks, Nike." Cue polite applause.
Wondering why. People want to buy Caitlin Clark things, and they especially want to buy Caitlin Clark Nike things. Why is Nike continuing to wait so long into her WNBA career when you could have put something out last year and it would have sold out? It doesn't make much sense. And also the deal that Nike put on the table for Caitlin Clark, it seems like she is severely underpaid in this deal for the type of motion that she is bringing to the WNBA, the type of fan bases that she has, continually selling out arenas and just being the generational superstar that she is. I don't know what's going on with Nike. I hope they get on board quickly because we are all waiting for it and we are all wondering, is it so hard to just put out a social media post promoting your star player? Globally, one of the faces of not only women's basketball, but of basketball.
Nike hasn't even scratched the surface of Caitlin Clark's influence. A Caitlin Clark signature shoe? It practically writes itself. But instead, she's stuck with stale sponsorships, like Nike's doing her a favor just by letting her wear their gear. Seriously, when was the last time Nike actually pushed Caitlin as a flagship athlete? It's almost like they signed her just to tick a box. Look, we've got Caitlin Clark. Aren't we so progressive? So woke, you guys. Here's the kicker. No one's benefiting. Not Caitlin, not her fans, and certainly not the brand. Fans are practically screaming, "Nike, what are you doing? You've got the WNBA's most electric player, a marketing dynamo, a generational talent, and all you can manage is a few lackluster posts and zero real effort to support her success." It's beyond insulting. It's like signing the hottest band in music, then forcing them to play background music while some random TikTok influencer gets the spotlight.
You're wondering, look at this is Gatorade. They put this out last week for that game. Caitlin Clark, Home Sweet Home. And as you guys have seen on TV and during these games, I mean, you see Gatorade commercials with Caitlin Clark in it. There's a Nike comment right there. There's at Nike basketball, at Nike. This was back on the 4th, at Nike. Absolutely getting destroyed at Nike. I mean, we could keep going.
But here's the real issue. It's not just that Caitlin Clark is getting the short end of the stick. It's that the deal feels like it was made with zero intention of actually supporting her. The cynical side of me wonders if Nike ever planned to elevate her at all. Maybe the whole strategy was simply to sign Caitlin Clark to quiet the conversation. After all, they can say, "Look, we support women's sports. We've got Caitlin Clark," without ever doing the hard work of promoting her or boosting the brand. In their eyes, that's a win. It almost feels like they're trying to silence her, like they're intimidated by a woman with that much raw star power making real waves. They signed her, but then shoved her into a corner. It's the corporate equivalent of a diversity hire just to tick a box, and then doing absolutely nothing with them. Performative, lazy, embarrassing, and Nike will regret it. Mark my words.